Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission Chairman Dee Jernigan stepped down after 26 years on the commission. His service started August 3, 1994, and became chairman August 6, 1997. Mayor McFarland recognized him at his last commission meeting.
Now, therefore, I, Shane McFarland, Mayor of the City of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim January 6th as Dee Jernigan Day inside the City of Murfreesboro.
Scary time for Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And I ask all the citizens and community to join this well-deserved recognition.
Thanks, Shane. It's much appreciated. I can assure all you guys and everybody the privilege has been all mine. It's been an honor. It doesn't feel like 26 years. It's I look back on it and it feels like yesterday that Joe B. and I were having lunch after the election in '94, and he asked me what I wanted to do and told me he wanted to get involved in something, and he was, I told him, I was like, Mayor Jackson, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And he said, well, I want you to serve on the Parks and Rec Commission. And I wasn't going to tell him no, and been there ever since. Got to serve with a lot of fine folks.
Dee talks about the many parks directors he's worked with over his 26 years.
Dennis Rainier was the director when I first started on the commission, and for probably the majority of the time while I was chairman even. And then Lanny Goodwin came in, of course, when Dennis retired. And then Angela and Nate came in after that. We've been very blessed, and it's one of the things that makes it special and sets it apart from other departments across the state and the Southeast, is that we've got such long tenured employees, and that allows a lot of continuity in the department.
Dee served with the late Dennis Rainier the longest and had a special relationship with what many would call a legend in Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation.
You and I can remember Dennis when we were kids, working for Mr. Duffy, and Dennis back then was a kid. I mean, he was the one, I think, that really started us down the path of modernization and really taking our Parks and Rec department to the next level. I think certainly Lanny, Nate, Angela, they've continued that legacy and expanded it. But you go back to it and put your finger on it. Dennis was the one that started the ball rolling. He was a hard worker, and he had grown up in the department. He took a lot of pride personally in the product that we put out there, and being a resident of Murfreesboro, it goes back to the personal part of it. It was important to him, and I think he wanted to continue Mr. Duffy's legacy. My favorite story, when I first came on the commission, one of the very first projects that we approved and started working on was Patterson Park Community Center, and so now that's still to this day. I mean, it's even after all these years, it's a crown jewel. And but my favorite story is right where we are today in the Greenway system. I'll never forget the meeting where they first kind of brought this out. Bart Gordon was there. Bart was instrumental in getting some federal transportation monies as part of to make this happen. And I remember being a young guy sitting in that room, listening to some of the numbers that were being thrown around about what was going to be spent on this thing, and I'm looking over at this board thinking, we're going to spend this much money, taxpayer money, on a sidewalk by the river. What are we doing? And I laugh. I've said it 100 times over the past many years. I eat those words every day because I think that's one of the visions that Dennis had that really started taking the department and our facilities in a different direction, was that Parks and Rec was way more than a ball field. And I've said it a lot of times at commission meetings over the years. That's one of the blessings that we have in our community, that we've always had leadership, both departmental, city council, mayors, that supported this and saw the bigger picture. Because the quality of life that these leisure facilities have for our citizens in general is a true separator and what makes us different and better.
Dee reflects on his decision to step down after almost 27 years.
It was time. When I got to the 25th year, that kind of, was somewhat of a milestone. And I felt it. Just a little voice inside my head told me it was time. I'm grateful for the time that I had.